The movie commences on Isla Nublar, where two individuals board a submarine and dive underwater to procure a sample from the remains of the Indominus Rex. Once the sample is delivered to the surface, the Mosasaurus engulfs the submarine and its occupants. Meanwhile, the remainder of their mercenary squad prepares to depart via helicopter, leaving one member behind to close the gate upon receiving a signal from the submarine. However, the T-Rex emerges from the foliage and chases after the lone mercenary, who tries to catch up to the helicopter and grab hold of the ladder. Despite managing to board the helicopter, the T-Rex tugs at the ladder, hindering their escape. Although the mercenary team endeavors to sever the ladder, the T-Rex shreds the lower half of the ladder. The mercenary at the base of the ladder laughs in relief, only to be seized and devoured by the Mosasaurus, which leaps up from the water. The helicopter takes off as the Mosasaurus escapes into the open sea. It has been 3 years since the calamity at Jurassic World, and the island is teetering on the brink of a disaster. A volcano looms on the horizon, poised to erupt and endanger the remaining dinosaurs on the island. Factions have formed, with some advocating for the rescue of the dinosaurs, while others are determined to hold the park's creators accountable for the devastation they have caused. During a U.S. Senate hearing, Dr. Ian Malcolm voices his opinion that the dinosaurs should be left to perish in order to rectify the initial wrong of bringing them back to life. Claire Deering now spearheads a dinosaur protection program with the aim of rescuing the creatures from the volcano's destructive path. As she and her team observe the Senate's decision not to intervene to help the dinosaurs, Claire receives an unexpected call asking her to visit the estate of Benjamin Lockwood, a former partner of John Hammond, Jurassic Park's original creator. Upon arriving at Lockwood's residence, Claire meets with Eli Mills, Lockwood's assistant, who informs her of their plan to transfer the dinosaurs to a different island in a bid to save 11 of the species. During the visit, Claire is also introduced to Lockwood, who discloses that his relationship with Hammond deteriorated for undisclosed reasons. Mills points out that the raptor Blue has gone missing and may be challenging to locate, so he implores Claire to track down the sole individual capable of retrieving Blue. Claire embarks on a mission to find Owen Grady, who is reluctant to assist in the rescue effort and believes that the dinosaurs should be left to die on the island. However, Claire reminds him of the profound bond he shares with Blue and how much she needs him. To jog his memory, she shows Owen old footage of him training Blue and her siblings when they were young. After watching the videos, Owen is reinvigorated and agrees to join the rescue operation. The narrative introduces us to Maisie, Lockwood's granddaughter, who has a passion for wildlife and is under the care of her nurse, Iris. Maisie has never met her mother, who allegedly passed away shortly after her birth. Owen, accompanied by Claire, Franklin Webb, a technician, and Zia Rodriguez, a paleoveterinarian, boards a small plane en route to Isla Nublar to carry out their rescue mission. Upon arrival, they join forces with Ken Wheatley, the leader of a mercenary squad assigned to assist in the recovery of the dinosaurs, using their implanted trackers to locate them. While navigating the jungle, Owen encounters Blue, who initially does not recognize him. However, as he attempts to approach her, Wheatley and his men appear and shoot Blue with a tranquilizer. In response, Blue attacks one of the mercs, leading to her getting shot once again before being tranquilized. Owen tries to retaliate against Wheatley, but he also gets sedated. Zia rushes to Blue's aid and threatens Wheatley, stating that if she is shot, Blue will perish since Zia is the only one capable of treating her. The mercs decide to take Blue with them, leaving Owen behind. The eruption of the volcano occurs, prompting the mercenaries to start airlifting various dinosaur species to safety using their helicopters. Claire and Franklin become trapped underground with the tracking equipment and must face a baryonyx to escape the impending danger of lava. After escaping, Owen regains his strength and meets up with Claire and Franklin, and they board a gyrosphere to escape the stampeding dinosaurs as the volcano continues to erupt. The gyrosphere rolls off a cliff and into the ocean, where it begins to leak, and Owen rescues Claire and Franklin before they drown. They watch as the remaining dinosaurs are shipped away, while the island is consumed by fire and ash, resulting in the destruction of the entire ecosystem, including a brachiosaurus that they are forced to leave behind. Yes, that's correct. Maisie listens in on the conversation between Mills and Eversole and learns that their plan is to sell the dinosaurs at an auction to the highest bidder. She also discovers that they have created a new hybrid dinosaur, the Indoraptor, which is a cross between the Indominus Rex and a velociraptor. Mills believes that the Indoraptor will be even more valuable than the Indominus and plans to use it as a weapon. Maisie tries to warn her grandfather about Mills's plans, but he dismisses her concerns, telling her to go to bed. While Zia was attending to Blue's wounds, Owen, Claire, and Franklin joined her. Blue had lost a significant amount of blood and required a transfusion. To obtain the blood, Owen and Claire had to sneak into the T-Rex truck and extract it from the unconscious dinosaur. However, the task was not easy, and they encountered some obstacles, including being locked inside the truck by the mercenaries. This unexpected move caused the T-Rex to stir from its slumber, forcing Claire to climb to the top of the truck and open it to allow Owen to escape. As Maisie explores the lab, she discovers dinosaur eggs kept in storage and watches a video of Owen and Blue's interactions. While she roams, she eavesdrops on a conversation between Mills and Dr. Henry Wu, who worked on the creation of the Indoraptor. Wu reveals that they require Blue's presence to serve as a maternal figure for the new hybrid creature. Later, Maisie stumbles upon the Indoraptor and becomes frightened. Mills catches her and forcefully confines her to her room. Despite this, she manages to inform Lockwood about the dangerous creature residing in his home. Horrified, Lockwood orders Mills to alert the authorities, but Mills silences Lockwood permanently by smothering him. As Owen, Claire, Franklin, and Zia make an effort to escape, one of the mercenaries mistakenly believes that Franklin is on their side and takes him captive, while Zia stays behind to care for Blue. Owen and Claire drive away in a truck after the ship has docked, but they become lost and are soon caught by Wheatley and his team, who imprison them. Meanwhile, Mills begins to ready the dinosaurs for auction and has them locked up. Later, Mills visits Owen and Claire in their cell and boasts about his plan to sell the dinosaurs, which prompts Claire to take action by slamming Mills's face into the cell bars. As potential buyers arrive for the dinosaur auction, Maisie manages to slip away from her room and goes into Lockwood's bedroom. There, she makes a shocking discovery that Lockwood is dead. While in the room, she finds a photo of Lockwood's daughter and hides as Mills enters and pretends to have discovered the body. Mills notifies Iris of the unfortunate news and asserts that she should take custody of Maisie. However, while examining the photo, Maisie realizes that her mother bears a striking resemblance to her, and she is pictured with a young Iris. In their attempt to escape from captivity, Owen and Claire come across a Stygia Moloch in a neighboring cell. Using his expertise, Owen manages to get the Stygia Moloch's attention by whistling, causing the dinosaur to repeatedly charge into the cell wall until it breaks open. Taking advantage of the situation, Owen and Claire escape their cell with the Stygia Moloch's help. They soon come across Maisie, who immediately recognizes them and breaks down in tears as she realizes her grandfather is no longer alive. The auction of the dinosaurs takes off with great success as Eversole manages to sell more than $100 million worth of the creatures in just a few minutes. However, when the Indoraptor is brought forth, Eversole declares it is not for sale. Nevertheless, the buyers begin to bid, with offers going well over $20 million. Despite WU's warning against selling the Indoraptor, Mills sees it as an opportunity to make even more money and refuses to withdraw it from the auction. During the Indoraptor's demonstration, it is knocked out with tranquilizers from a gun that emits sound waves, but the auction is abruptly interrupted by the Stygia Moloch, which charges into the room and attacks the mercenaries. In the chaos that follows, Owen fights against the mercenaries, forcing the buyers to evacuate the premises. Later, Wheatley returns to the cage to claim his bonus but becomes an unwitting victim of the Indoraptor's trap as it pretends to be asleep before ripping his arm off and devouring him. The Indoraptor then chases Eversole as he attempts to flee in an elevator, breaks the door open, and ultimately devours him as well. After Franklin is taken captive by the mercenaries, he discovers Zia handcuffed to Blue's cage. Using a tranquilizer dart, Franklin takes out Wu, and Zia quickly releases Blue. As the mercenaries arrive, Blue retaliates and attacks them, providing the team with a chance to escape. During the escape, a mercenary shoots a gas tank, causing sparks from a fuse box to ignite it, resulting in a massive explosion. Once they're in the clear, Zia warns Franklin that there's a hydrogen cyanide leak that could potentially harm the dinosaurs. Owen, Claire, and Maisie search for a hiding place but are eventually discovered by Mills and his men. Mills then reveals to them that Maisie is a clone of Lockwood's deceased daughter, and that his desire to clone her was the reason for his fallout with Hammond. While they are talking, the Indoraptor attacks and kills 2 of Mills' men. Maisie runs to her room, but the Indoraptor follows her and sneaks in through the window. Owen arrives and attempts to shoot it, but it corners him until Blue comes to the rescue. They run across the roof of the dinosaur displays, but the Indoraptor catches up to them and almost pushes them off the edge. However, Claire shows up with a sound wave gun and uses it to shatter the glass beneath the Indoraptor. The creature manages to pull itself up, but Blue tackles it and they both fall, causing the Indoraptor to get impaled on the Triceratops' horns. Owen, Claire, and Maisie come across Franklin and Zia, who have opened the dinosaurs' cages just in time to avoid the deadly gas leak. Although Claire is tempted to push a button that would release the dinosaurs from the mansion, she ultimately cannot bring herself to do so. However, Maisie takes matters into her own hands and pushes the button, believing that the dinosaurs are just as alive as she is. The creatures break free from their enclosures and wreak havoc on the mansion grounds. Meanwhile, Mills and 2 mercenaries attempt to escape with the Indominus bone sample but are met with a gruesome fate as one is dropped to his death by a pterodactyl, while the other is trampled by a triceratops. In an attempt to save himself and the bone, Mills is devoured by both the T-Rex and the Carnotaurus, resulting in the destruction of the valuable sample. As the remaining characters watch the dinosaurs depart, Owen must once again bid farewell to Blue. Following the events that transpired, a Senate hearing is convened where Ian delivers a speech emphasizing that humans must now accept and coexist with the surviving dinosaurs. Meanwhile, Owen and Claire decide to take Maisie and depart from the estate, with their destination remaining uncertain. As the group leaves, the dinosaurs are seen scattered throughout the landscape, including the Mosasaurus approaching a surfer, pterodactyls soaring through the skies, and the T-Rex engaging in a roaring showdown with a lion. In a foreboding statement, Ian declares, "Welcome to Jurassic World," signaling that the reality of coexisting with these prehistoric creatures will be a constant challenge. The final scene shows Blue running towards a tall cliff and letting out a mighty roar as she surveys the cityscape below.